Poppy is very close, may be able to chase him off. The tower doesn't chase him off in time. Looks like the tower's not quite going to go down, but can end very, very low health.
Yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't able to kill Shaco. Shaco's just generally hard to kill with that leap of his, and I didn't have an Oracles. If I had an Oracles, I might have been able to stop him, but really right now as Poppy, I can't afford to be buying Oracles or anything like that, just because Poppy is such a terrible farmer. So you see, I actually make the mistake of actually going in here, but they weren't really able to act on it. So I'm just going to stay here and protect the tower. What I really should be doing is going back bottom. There's no reason for me to really stay top. And you can see as a result, we're going to lose bottom tower here. Just because I'm up top and not helping out Kennen, who really needs it.
Yeah, he took some damage. Karthus' ult finished him off and left the bottom tower undefended completely. Looks like Orianna and Fiddlesticks are going to take that off quite easily. A little help to the creeps there, distracting the tower. Teemo's almost out there, but he's not going to make it in time. He may be able to kind of put some pressure on them, throw a mushroom in the bush, but I mean, it's just going to be a bad idea for him to engage in that situation. Yeah. He made a good call to back off and let them go. Poppy going for a little more Karthus action in the middle. Gonna get a little hit on him, but not really do a whole lot. Amumu's gonna overextend a bit there with Shen present. Could be a lot of danger there.
You can see Fiddlesticks off.
Orianna pops in. Fiddlesticks pops in. A just very bad situation. FancyZergling does get out of there with the flash, and Amumu is already far enough away to continue to escape. I show up to help out.
And we do pick up the kill on Orianna.
And we do continue to engage. Get the Orianna kill right there. Continue put on pressure. And Amumu is really low. Poppy's pretty low, but we get Kennen in here now too. Fiddlesticks is overextend. Teemo catches him. Come in, stomp him for the kill, and move back to continue pressure the mid.
I think I'm a little far ahead of you though, because I saw that.
Yes, you are. You keep saying things before they happen.
Yeah.
I'm at 1637.
Here, let me pause real quick.
Okay. 41, 42.
Okay, Amumu just ulted.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Tell me when you kill Shen.
Shen just went down.
Alright. So we should be synced up now, and we actually see us putting some pressure on this mid tower. We should probably just back up. We're all generally low, and so an AoE from Karthus, and then his ult probably could take out a couple of people. So we do actually back up from the mid tower. It was actually a pretty good fight for us there. We did come out ahead with a few more people, with a few more kills, and just went back to farming. It's still pretty even at this match, even though we're 4 kills ahead. We did lose our bottom tower, and that's actually pretty important, as we can't just go back down there to farm at will.
Okay, now even though I am 3-0-0 now and have managed to hold on pretty well, I am not getting as much farm as I could have because I was stuck in the 2v1 lane, got zoned pretty well during that match, and a lot of this action here in the middle has not given me the opportunity to get a lot of creep kills. I'm not sitting on as much money as I could or possibly should be as an AD carry, putting me a little behind, but I am fine on the experience and not in that bad a position, all things considered. We've got Shaco and Shen going back up top again. Poppy's going to intercept. I'm still fighting middle with Orianna and Karthus. Kennen and Teemo are here, so they're going to take over as I move up top to assist Poppy. Mumu's just fighting some wolves in the woods, but that's okay. He's doing his thing. Fiddlesticks is just kind of hanging out in the bottom tower, no threat there. We're picking up. I kill Shaco's turret inside the little bush, so he knows I'm there, but we do have an escape route there if need be.
I really do think that we actually should have just sent Tristana to the top tower, and that would have been more than enough to hold us at bay, and actually the 3 of us, or the 4 remaining people in mid could have easily swung around and got the stragglers in there, because there's Orianna and Karthus would not have been able to last very long against the 4 of us, so I think that was a blunder on our play, especially with Fiddlesticks down bottom and them so spread out. Generally what you want to do in those positions where you can have one person hold a tower and really no other towers are being threatened, you want to have the bulk of your team putting pressure on, especially on the mid lane, just to draw the pressure away from the other lanes and try to secure some kills in a tower.
It looks like Kennen overextended a little. Orianna managed to pick him off there. Teemo's in a lot of trouble, but he should be okay if he doesn't just stop wait there. Up in the top, I've taken some damage. I'm kind of nervous of Karthus' ult and may not be willing to get as aggressive as I would normally. We're going to go for a little kill on Shaco here, but he and Shen are pretty survivable and manage to get away no problem. Even with Amumu there to help, who is a little lagging behind, wasn't able to quite land anything on either of them.
Yeah. But we still love this Amumu. He went with our theme, so...
Shen getting kind of trolling again.
Exactly. Yeah, you're definitely gonna see some trolling in this game. Don't troll. It distracts you and you don't play it as well. Trust me, I know.
I had to yell at him constantly about trolling through this match. Just ignore it, keep playing, concentrate on what you were doing.
Yeah, the best thing you can do is just ignore the FO. And actually, nothing's gonna happen. There's engagement up top, but we see that it's just a walk away kind of deal. But like I was saying, definitely just, if anybody starts to say anything, even on your own team, just ignore them. Like, put them on your, physically ignore them, put it on your ignore list. Because you'll start to focus a lot better without the chat log constantly berating you.
Absolutely correct. And try to be a good sport whenever possible. GLHF is something I do not see very often in this game, and that surprises me. When I see it every game in StarCraft 2, yeah, you see it 1 out of 20 games in this, it really says something not so great about the community for this game, the lack of sportsmanship that is inherent. Although this game type is famous for having bad communities, simply because it is so...
Such a competitive scene.
Yeah, it's competitive, and one little mistake by your friends or enemies can screw you over pretty badly. So
yeah.
There's a lot of trouble with being not so great at the game. Whereas with StarCraft 2, unless you're playing in team matches, you're only screwing yourself. Couldn't quite take down the top tower there. Seiko did come into deal with me and Shen right behind him, so I did have to pull back before I took too much damage. Poppy and Teemo having a little engagement with Orion and Karthus. Don't think they're going to be able to make anything of it. Poppy is certainly trying, but it's going to run through the jungle to get away there.
Yeah, and Poppy can't do that. She's a pretty ridiculous character. Despite her lack of ability to farm, she could generally get into a lot of situations all other characters couldn't. You saw that Amumu ping Dragon there. We probably should have went down there to help him out and take Dragon. I think we didn't though, because we were both kind of low, and we knew that there were several people in the area above Dragon. So if there was a ward there, which the other team actually did an excellent job of warding this game, we probably would have they would have picked the 3 of us up. We see we're moving in here for an engage. We probably shouldn't do that just because Tristana isn't there, and they're all next to their tower and and he's able to fall back. You see the Karthus ult takes a huge chunk of our health out. I fall, Amumu falls, and we see Teemo running away, and also Kennen falls there. That was a generally poor engagement. We thought we'd be able to pick one of them off, but just without that 5th person there and our lack of damage, because we got denied pretty heavily in the farm, even though we got enough kills that they're just going to do too much damage to us, especially with the AoE ability of Oriana and Karthus.
Yeah, they've got a lot of damage on most of those characters, with the exception of Shen. And, you know, any team engagements you have to be able to turn them down fast before they turn around and burn you down. And engaging them out of position with their home field advantage, without all 5 of your people there against their 5, is just a bad decision in any case. I did come back in time to, you know, engage at that middle tower, but I wasn't strong enough to be able to do anything particular about that.
Exactly.
To adjust the sound settings a bit, that got pretty loud there. That should help some. Alright. Yeah, at this point, we lost the top tower earlier before that engagement, as Shen and Seiko finally did gain enough tank that they could push me without me being able to do anything about it. Now we'll have a quick look at what everyone's built up to at this point. Teemo on our team has by far the largest share of creep kills, followed by Karthus on their team. And that will adjust their equipment accordingly. Fiddlesticks is doing quite awfully. He's got 1 kill, 3 assists, and 21 creep kills, really falling behind in the money department. But he does have an at least decent little build starting up with the Hextech Revolver, as well as increased mana and the Sorcerer's Shoes.
And you definitely see the Hextech Revolver being built on more AP carries. I think as the months progress and it doesn't get touched. We just saw Teemo get ganked there. I kind of missed that. But like as I was saying, with the prevalence of magic damage and the Hextech being so strong, you're going to see it definitely more casters pick that up just because it provides such great sustain and great damage.
Absolutely. And at this point, we've had our Amumu disconnect. Which Shen immediately accuses him of raging, but since he wasn't raging at all in chat, we figured it was just a disconnect at this point.
Yeah.
And that does put us at a disadvantage with the 4v5 situation going, especially at this point in the game, especially since he is our only tank as well. The rest of us are pretty squishy for the most part. Kennen probably, well, Poppy being the most survivable, followed by Kennen at that point. And Poppy only for short periods of time.
Yeah. Definitely at this build, my build is pretty weak at this point. I can see I only have like 53 kills at the 25-minute mark. So I'm not really that healthy yet. I should probably have picked up my Phage a little earlier, but I elected to go with picking up my Gunblade next, try to see if I could get more sustain in these fights.
Alright, at this point, Kennen and I did manage to pick up one of the kills there. Of course, it was on Fiddlesticks, no surprise there. He is kind of the feed on their team. He's D-leveled and D-equipped, so he's pretty easy to pick up whenever we can get him out of position. At this point, I'm starting to do decent damage, but I'm not quite there yet. Don't have my Blood Razor yet, so once that comes in, I'll start doing some significant damage to anyone who does actually stack their hit points, like Shen is in this case, and I believe
Shaco will start doing it eventually.
Does later as well.
Yeah.
Invariably, and it always helps. I mean, it's a little extra damage at different times. Right, at this point, we got our Amumu back, but he is still level 11. We're up between 12 and 14. Their team is between 11 and 15. Fiddlesticks is fortunately doing poorly enough that our Amumu still is up at the same level as him. However, as I said before, the tank being behind is not a good thing to happen.
Oh, definitely. Your tank definitely wants to be the one to be in there soaking all that damage. And if he lacks items, he can't soak that damage. That's just what it comes down to. We see that we're kind of coalescing here in the middle. We want to try to get an engage in here. Their squishies are pretty exposed, but they do ward the bush and actually do back off from that engage. Very good play by them. We actually have no idea where Shen and Shaco are at this point. So we're just kind of playing it safe. We know we're behind. We just need to farm up and do well at this point.
Yeah, we're one kill ahead, but we're down 3 turrets. They're down 1 turret. Although, at this point, we're getting to the situation where if we do get an exposed turret at some point, we will take it down. Now, this was a bad engagement here. We lost 2 people right off the bat. We did manage to pick up Karthus. I'm getting crowd control in the middle. Might possibly escape. Looks like Teemo and Kennen are going to get away okay as Shaco pursues me. Doesn't quite catch me. I managed to get back to base and kill one of his clones. No problem there. I cancel my B to make sure they're not picking up that mid tower as the other 2 continue running away through the jungle. Although Kennen does stop to help Teemo, who flashes out of the way and thus gets picked off by Orianna. And Shen tries to come get me, but unfortunately for him, I am quite smart and stay behind the turret.
Yeah, that was a good engage by Shen. He did manage to catch a couple of us with a taunt over by the river over there, and that was a mistake by us. We should not have been in the first place, so we had no excuse to be there. We had jungle creep that we could have been farming. We could have done so much more. So that was definitely a blunder on our part. We catch a couple here at blue. Shen's still pretty tanky, won't be able to do much. And Orianna actually pretty tanky with that route of ages too, so we're not going to be able to burst her down, and we should probably just back up. But we see that Teemo and Mumu keep going, and Mumu blows his ultimate to try to pick up Shen, but he's just, like I said, too tanky in order to pick up without several of us there. And honestly, we shouldn't have blown ultimates trying to catch the tank anyways. He's not doing enough for us to be a real threat. If it was anybody like, if it was Karthus or Orianna, the 2 big threats on their team, I would have seen him doing it, but it was just a bad engagement. We should have just backed off in the first place.
Alright, we're all coalesced here in the middle again. Amumu just gotten a lot of damage, so he's going to have to back off. Kind of pushing up north here, to looking if we can maybe pick someone off who gets out of position. At this point, we're just kind of looking around for an opportunity, not really being able to commit to anything. I'm just kind of sticking in the middle and mid to farm up whatever comes by, whereas Poppy backing off, perhaps to deal with the bottom creep spread there. Not creep spread, but creep wave. A Zerg moment there. The blue team is doing a good job of spreading this creep. The creep tumors are popping at regular intervals. They are making sure to keep on top of their APM to spread that creep. And the queens are missing some larvae injects, but they're making up for it by going and using that to create more creep tumors to spread the creep wave.
Oh, definitely. That creep spread is very important. Now, it allows your banelings to move so much faster when those marines get on there and swing around and get past those deadly marauders.
Absolutely. Can't have enough brain wings in a LoL match, I'll tell you what.